What? I can't believe after Tony Stark, Dr. fucking DoLittle is my reincarnation. Oh shit! I can't believe this is Robert Downey Jr.'s first movie role after EndGame. What has this world come to? DoLittle. Oh, sorry, DoLittle. That's code for don't see this shit, whatever you do. Directed by Stephen Gangman and is the 2020 movie adaptation of Dr. DoLittle. DoLittle tells the story. Which one of you, if any of you, seriously give a flying fuck about the plot of DoLittle? But I'll keep it ever so briefly. Dr. DoLittle, the man who can talk to animals, after the most cliched tragic backstory in existence happens to him, he becomes a depressive man and conceals himself inside his home with his animals until these two kids come to him, and he goes on this adventure to help the Queen of England, while at the same time this twirly moustache villain sets out to stand in his way. And I didn't want to be seen dead in my screening of this bullshit, so trust me. Let's face it, we only ever needed one Dr. DoLittle movie, the original 1967, and still the best movie version of the character. That movie well deserved the Academy Award for Best Original Song, and Rex Harrison is the irreplaceable Dr. DoLittle. And the 90s to 2000s Dr. DoLittle trilogy starring Eddie Murphy as the title character could have been worse, I guess. My favourite of that trilogy would be Dr. DoLittle 3, as we got to see DoLittle's daughter be the lead for a change, and Kyla Pratt did a tremendous job. While DoLittle is considered a shitty January movie in the United States, we UK movie lovers didn't get this thing until February. I guess the devil was like in hell. We need one disgraced film to be released in the beginning of 2020, and this is the worst February a movie that I have ever sat through since 50 Shades Fucked back in 2018, and it's no competition the worst Dr. DoLittle movie, and the first shitty movie of the entire year. If somebody put a gun to my head and forced me to make the decision to either sit through DoLittle or chew barbed wire, I would pick the chew barbed wire option any day. And the adventure was the definition of hollow and boring. I never gave a shit about the adventure DoLittle needed to go on in this movie. About about overcoming grief as it's executed in the most cliched fashion, and the Queen of England is barely appears in the movie, so we get no sense of her and DoLittle's friendship. So we have no idea what we need to care about on this mission. Even though it's a Dr. DoLittle movie, it gives you zero freaking tips about how to talk to animals. Heck, I could just chat with my cat Zelfie and Merlin just fine at home, and a baby one-horned rhino has recently been born in my local zoos, which me and my family would love to see. DoLittle is an abominable piece of shit. It stinks worse than animal shit, and I never thought I would say this, but Robert Downey Jr. Is abysmal in this movie as Dr. DoLittle. How could he go from Tony Stark, his best role, and to his worst role in Dr. DoLittle? You follow up Avengers Endgame with DoLittle, just pathetic, and he has this one bored expression on his face. You can tell he was thinking while on set, why did I ever agree to do this garbage? It's going to do my career no favours. And he talks like this seriously throughout the entire movie. Just hearing short segments of his dialogues in the trailer was agonising enough, but to hear that for an entire movie, you just want to block all sound out of your ears to stop the pain, and the voice actors for the animals. Why the fuck did they make the animals talk? The animals could have easily been silent characters and chatted with DoLittle through their facial expressions and emotions. Now that would have been far more. Now that would have been far more impressive. Now that would have been far more. Now that would have been far. Now that would have been far. Now that would have been far more impressive filmmaking, and it would have. Now that would have been far more impressive filmmaking, and kids would still have. Now that would have been far more impressive filmmaking, and the kids would still have got what the animals were thinking. Can you imagine if the dragons talked like that in How to Train Your Dragon? That would have been fucking dumb. But seriously, Emma Thompson as the parrot, Rami Malek as the gorilla, Selena Gomez as the giraffe, Tom Holland as the dog, and John Cena as the polar bear, Ralph Fiennes as the tiger. They sound goofy as hell, and the CGI on the animals is far too cartoony for a live action movie. It's as if they were taken out of an animated movie and edited into this live action movie, and they stick out worse than the sorest of thumbs. Yeah, I was just cringing in my chair whenever the animals would talk. This is disgraceful voice acting. And the kid characters were as wooden as the kid characters from the Dumbo remake. And the twirly mustache cliched villain. This villain is the most pointless movie villain, period. Like, we need a villain in Dr. DoLittle. It's supposed to be him, showing people how he can interact with all species. You don't need to shove a villain in our face, and the humour sucks so bad it is a slap in the fucking face. Oh, and I wouldn't touch this thing with a 100-foot fucking pole. Like the worst comedic scene in this entire shithole is the ending when DoLittle, he discovers this dragon. Yeah, there's literally a dragon in Dr. DoLittle, even though even though Dr. DoLittle's supposed to be focusing on animals that exist, and the dragon farts on DoLittle. Yeah, and it turns out that scene was Robert Downey Jr.'s idea. Did one of the most renowned actors in all of Hollywood think that scene would be a good thing? I'm sorry, but I was pissed. That was the moment in the movie where I could take no more. I left to bring you all a movie rant that you all. To bring you all a movie rant that you all so love. So DoLittle doesn't deserve to be seen by kids or adults. I give DoLittle 0 stars out of 5. Fuck this movie. Well, that was the first craptastic movie of 2020. Oh yeah, I still need to do my top 5 least anticipated movies for 2020, which I will get to. Well, I love you guys, thank you all for watching, I hope you guys enjoyed this rant, and what are your thoughts on DoLittle? Please comment and let me know, please like this video and subscribe, but please follow on Twitter and on Instagram, and I'll see you next time when I continue the Harry Awards, and I am super hyped to give my thoughts on Birds of Prey this week, and remember, movies are us. Bye guys.